Hey guys, welcome to the 716 Sports Entertainment Podcast Monday Night Raw review. And we're getting this one to you guys a little early because Raw came from Europe, from Belfast this time around. And it's a good show. There's a lot to talk about. Not a ton of matches on this show. It actually seemed like it went by pretty quick, but some of the matches did get some time, which was good. And we're here to break it all down. As always, we'll give you the good, the bad, and the awful. And yeah, let's kick it right off. So I'm Mike, joined by Mr. Sean O'Neill. And Sean, how are we feeling about Raw from Belfast?
So as we get into the final, actually, I think this might have been the final televised leg of the European tour. I think it's been a success pretty much all around as we get ready to head into Saturday night's main event this weekend and the big one a week from Saturday in Saudi Arabia.
That's right. The Royal Rumble is approaching hot and heavy. And we did have a bunch of guys and gals announce themselves for the match as well. And we'll talk about that as we go through it. But we'll kick it right off with the good on this show. And I think the good for sure is we're going to get another match between AJ Styles and Gunther. And spoiler alert, it may be a retirement match. I mean, it is going to be a retirement match, but like it may be the last time we see AJ Styles potentially. So Gunther obviously kicked off the show and, declared himself for the Rumble, to which he was interrupted by AJ Styles. And AJ Styles wanted another match because he got cheated. And Gunther said, yeah, only if you put your career on the line. So AJ Styles had to think about it. He, went back and talked to Adam Pearce. He made a phone call to his wife and finally decided to later towards the end of the show that, yeah, I want to do this at the Royal Rumble. So that's interesting. Is this it for AJ Styles? I mean, like, where do you think we go from with this? I mean, is he just done now?
I hope not. I feel like this is way too soon to have Styles be done. Personally, I think that a true retirement match for Styles would best be done at WrestleMania. So I have a feeling that Styles wins this match at the Rumble. I don't think that a 2 weeks out decision to make this a career match is where you end it for him. I think he deserves more than that. And I think that they will give him more than that. And
How,
this
how do you
promo,
book
I
another
will
career
say,
match, though? How do you book another career
um,
match?
you have basically do this, you have him beat Gunther, and then you have Gunther like be losing his crap about it for like a month or two until he finally eggs AJ on into doing it and like having another match and putting his career on the line again. And you do it that way. Maybe have him retire R-Truth in the time being, have him do something along those lines, and say that he's going to keep like either hurting people or retiring people until Styles gives him another match, something along those lines.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I could see that. I don't know. I don't love the idea of them just going to the well twice like that, but I mean, this seems very obvious the direction that they're going with this. So, yeah, I mean, maybe they'll expand upon the stipulation a little bit further as we get a little bit further down the road here, but yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting, and I have no doubt the match is going to be awesome, but I also am kind of the same mind as you that I feel like it's too soon to have AJ Styles be done.
So I just had a thought too. And what if Gunther cheats again and Styles gets a rematch off of the fact that Gunther ended up cheating again?
That makes more sense, right? Like if there's cheating and then they decide to do a rematch at like WrestleMania, then you can have him proper lose, and I think that that would be okay.
Or it ends in like a double count out or something wonky. Just some sort of not false finish, but just some sort of, as they call it, dusty finish.
Yeah, wonky finish seems a lot more like probably the way that we're going to go, right? So interesting. Yeah, I think it'll be good either way, and I think that this is I mean, to get the fans ready for this, I think this is the right opportunity to do this, and I am very interested to see where this goes going forward.
Oh yeah, and they did the promo very well too, with Styles out there and then Gunther coming or and them out there taunting each other. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Following it up, we did have Jey Uso obviously declaring for the Royal Rumble. This was a relatively nothing kind of segment. And then we had a bunch of stuff with continuing on with the good, by the way. I don't want you to think I'm skipping things, but continuing on with the good. We did have Penta, Dragon Lee, and Rey Mysterio defeat the Vision of Austin Theory, Bronson Reed, and Logan Paul. And this match was fire. This match was
yeah,
absolutely fire. All these guys got a ton of opportunities with which to do things. Logan Paul attempted to slide in the brass knucks to Austin Theory, but they were intercepted by Adam Pearce, who this storyline, I'll let you talk about the storyline with Pearce and Paul Heyman and everything going on there. But the storyline continuing with Paul Heyman and Pearce arguing ringside. The GM then placed the brass knucks on the ring apron for Rey Mysterio to find, which was super interesting that he attempted that he used them to clock Theory right behind the referee's back, which allowed Penta to hit the Mexican Destroyer for the win. Um, awesome match. Everybody got a chance to shine, and it was $1 million. I'm stunned that the Faces picked up the win, but I think the storyline warrants it a little bit, and I'll
yep.
let you kind of get into that. So, yeah, go ahead.
So obviously the match was fantastic, and the Faces winning was a little bit of a surprise, but them winning by something backfiring on the Vision, I think, was the best way to do it. And I love the fact that they're continuing this story of Paul Heyman trying to, it seems like, get Adam Pearce in trouble. And I think I'm real curious. I hope they reveal what that phone call was that Pearce took after the match, because I have a feeling it's going to be something along the lines of, "Oh, did you leave those brass knuckles there on purpose to be used?" When if you watch the match, they made it seem like he didn't. Like he set him down and then immediately had to start yelling at Heyman again. So obviously they're going to play up some sort of thing. And with him inviting Braun back next week, I'm very curious to see where they go with this. I'm still partially of the mind that this is going to lead to either Adam Pearce no longer being the Raw GM and having a match with Braun where he's going to get squashed, or something along those lines.
A couple of questions. One, maybe Adam Pearce is just wanting to be done for a little while.
Yeah,
Maybe he wants to take a break, right? But also, two, who was he on the phone with?
I would assume the board of directors.
You think? You don't think
I
it
mean,
was like maybe somebody he's going to come in and be his fighting person who's going to attempt to be his backup when he has his face to face with Braun?
they made the phone call seem like it was somebody calling to like yell at him, is the impression I got from it. Like it was some sort of disciplinary thing. And I feel like the only people that the two GMs would report to would be like the board. So that's the impression I get. But it wouldn't surprise me if, because I don't know if Pierce can still go or not. I know it was an injury that ended up sidelining him from his wrestling career, but I wouldn't be surprised if he couldn't go if he did have somebody who stood in for him.
Yeah, yeah, that would be interesting. But yeah, this match was fantastic, and it's good to see that the Vision, and everybody. It's good. It's good to see. Surprisingly, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's good to see like Logan Paul being a part of weekly television too, because he's a
Yeah,
really good wrestler, and I know he's a clown, like, but he's a great wrestler. And actually, I think of the three of them, I think he's the best wrestler.
yeah.
So, I'm enjoying seeing him go on a weekly basis. And I think pairing him against these guys is a lot of fun. And he's got a ton of chemistry with Penta.
Oh
So
yeah.
I think it's excellent. I think the whole thing is excellent. Um, we had an in-ring promo segment with Rhea and Io. This goes into the good for me just because it's obviously setting up for their match at Saturday night's main event with the Judgment Day, but also kind of in the bad a little bit. And the reason I say that is because what's going on with Io Sky? It just seems to me that I feel like pairing her with Rhea is kind of a mistake. now because it really does sort of seem that her pops are gone and it's just people waiting for Rhea. And people just, I've noticed this the last couple of times now. And even when we saw them live, EO has been getting very minimal reactions. And I think it's because everyone's just wanting Rhea to be there because, everyone loves Rhea, right? So I'm starting to wonder if pairing these two together is a mistake.
I'll have to watch over the weekend and on Monday because I honestly hadn't been paying attention to that. I kind of was just paying attention to them coming out together. You know what I mean? Part of me feels like if that's true, though, I mean, if you're taking two popular superstars, something like that's always going to happen, especially if one is slightly more popular than the other. You know what I mean? Like everyone, like when it comes to tag teams, everyone always jokes, there's always got to be a Genetti. Well, how do you have a Genetti when you have two people who are actual superstars? You know what I mean?
Right, right.
I think it's just no matter what, you're going to end up having one that's slightly more popular than the other. And I think this might just be a case of that. Plus, it doesn't help that EO still doesn't speak the best English.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, and the segment itself was fine. Like all of these women declared themselves for the Royal Rumble, right? Which, yeah, they had to do, right? I mean, because we need to get bodies into this Royal Rumble.
Yep.
Rhea, Io, Liv, Raquel, Roxanne, and then backstage also Lyra and Bailey as well. So I mean, like right there, you've got seven people in the Royal Rumble, plus Asuka and Kyrie as well, which was also
Yep.
kind of interesting as well because they had a relatively throwaway segment, but it was very interesting how Kyrie was like, "I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure you win."
Yeah.
So it immediately makes me think, hmm, Asuka might be a dark horse to win this thing.
I think that they're going to play it out that she's going to get some eliminations with the two of them working together. But I wouldn't be surprised if Kyrie accidentally eliminates Asuka.
That would be wild. That would be a lot of fun. Um, and then the last thing for me in the good category was the main event. The main event was spectacular. CM Punk defeated Finn Balor to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. Balor came out to his old theme music, which is awesome. I love his old theme music, and he got a monstrous ovation from the crowd. And yeah, I mean, they played all the stops. Balor was able to kick out of a GTS. He battled back a couple of times with a few of those really great missile shotgun drop kicks. He went to the top rope to deliver just an perfect coup de grace. Punk was able to kick out, and then after a second GTS, Punk retained, and that was the match. But these guys, ton of chemistry in the ring. Balor looked, like the Balor of old. I thought this match was spectacular. Very great job from both of these guys.
No matter how hard of a time Balor might have with the promo portion of things, his work in the ring can make up for that. And I'm really happy that they didn't decide to continue any storylines by having anybody like interfere or anything in this match. I think
Yes.
the fact that this match was that these guys were allowed to go out there and showcase what they can do between Balor showing that he's still the Balor of old and Punk proving that he can be a fighting champion is, I think, what the bigger story was there. And both of them looked very good in this match. It helps that Balor, I'm sure, is able to carry Punk a little bit, but Punk, as even at his age, at this part of his career, is looking better than he has recently. Or as
Yeah.
far as recently, I mean, like when he was with AEW and all that, he's definitely looking like he's found a second wind.
Yeah. I'm absolutely with you there. Which takes us to the bad. And let's start with Becky Lynch versus Maxxine Dupri. So I want to preface with the match was good. The match was very good. They got a lot of time. This was the match that opened the show. And, they got 20 something minutes to go. And Maxine looks like she's continually getting better. Why this is in the bad for me is because A, it was so obvious what was going to happen with Nattie being out there. And Nattie didn't even attack her. Nattie just put Becky's foot on the rope, and then Becky just wins for no reason. Like, there wasn't really any interference at all. Nattie didn't like punch her in the face until after everything was over. And then, kind of just completely emotionless, Nattie just kind of beat the crap out of her and got her in the sharpshooter, punched her in the face a bunch of times. And I was like, this is dumb. Like, there's no emotion to this whatsoever, and this is just just to move Maxine out of the title picture because, as we've said on this channel 1,000 times, it's going to be Becky versus the bigger star, AJ Lee, and I just it was way too soon, I think, to do this. Way too soon to do this because this is like really their first. I mean, you could have one or two backstage segments, but this was like their real first in-ring kind of thing together. You had an opportunity here to build this up a little bit more. I think you could have very easily had Becky cheat to win again, and had AJ Lee come out and then have them go that direction for the match for a little while, and then have Nattie and Maxine tag for a little while, beat some jobbers up, and then, Maxine just like is in her head. And finally, Nattie's like, I can't take this shit with you anymore. Like, you're not listening to me. I'm gonna have to beat it into you. That would be awesome. That would be a really cool, fun, different story. But instead, they just do this, just stupid heel turn for no reason. Not, I mean, it'll be explained, but it'll probably be explained stupidly. And like, I'm just mad about the whole thing. I think it's just a waste of Maxine.
Your description of too soon is hits the nail on the head. We haven't seen Natty on actual TV in probably what, 7 months, 8 months.
Mhm.
The closest we've gotten to seeing Natty on TV was in those vignettes of training Maxine. So her first time back, she's in the corner of her friend, and all of a sudden she's helping Becky Lynch, like
Mhm.
with no inkling or evidence that anything like this was going to happen. Like, give us some sort of like an idea on why she would even turn. Like, spend a couple weeks setting up the fact that maybe Maxine's not living up to the training or something along those lines.
Yeah.
It was a mistake to do this the way that they did because there isn't any emotion to it. Because why should people care that all of a sudden Natty's back and turned?
Yeah, exactly. Why should people care? Because I don't care at all. Like watching this, I didn't care. As soon as it happened, I was like, oh, skip, skip, skip.
Yep.
Like I don't care. So yeah, very disappointing. The whole thing was just super disappointing. And I think Maxine deserves better because she's been really doing great work. And you can tell her in-ring is getting a lot better.
Oh
And
yeah.
I feel like they're just going to turn her back into the Alpha Academy goofball. And that's just such a shame.
Yep.
Which takes us to again something not rushed, but I feel like more too little too late, and that is that there's going to be a fatal four-way number one contenders match for the tag titles with the New Day next week, and I just don't care at all. I'm just not interested in all. They're doing such a bad job with these tag team titles on both shows. Like Jey Uso comes out, declares for the Royal Rumble, and that's it. And it's like what? Why am I supposed to care about this? Like, be out there defending these tag team titles regularly. Be out there just having matches. You're the champs. Like, why is WWE so allergic to having these tag team titles be defended regularly or having your champions wrestling regularly?
Yeah.
The tag team titles, when they were on the Usos, when the Usos were a part of the bloodline, they felt like a really big deal. And now they feel like a complete afterthought.
The one thing that this segment could have done to make me give a damn is announce who else was going to be in the Fatal Four Way. Because if this is just going to be another rehash of, oh, the War Raiders and the actually I don't even know who the hell else there is to make it a fatal four way. The New Day, the War Raiders, and who else? What other
Judgment
teams do we
Day.
even have left on Raw? There isn't a
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. JD McDonough is out injured, so is Dom.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
So like who the hell are they going to use to make up a fatal four way?
Couldn't tell you.
Like
El Grande Americanos. They've got time on their hands now.
yeah, now that they have, I mean, this would have been planned before that though. So I mean, maybe they use them to fill in, and then they call up like an NXT tag team or something. Maybe we get something along the Vision. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe the Vision. But yeah, just pointless and disappointing to me. And I don't know what we're going to be doing to fix these tag team titles, but we need to do a better job with these tag team titles because they
I
don't feel relevant at all. And they're I don't need a title match. No, actually, you know what? I lied. I need one title match every week on both shows. You have enough titles where you can have one title defended every week.
yeah, yep,
You have three sets of tag team titles, you have four mid card titles, and you have four world championships. You have enough titles to have a title defended every single show. Easily.
yeah,
Easily. And then in between, you can do qualifying matches, you can do tournaments, you can do this, that. Like, why don't we? You know what would make the tag team titles super interesting? Here's a real easy thing to do. You get like eight tag teams together of people who aren't doing anything. Rusev comes to mind, Sheamus comes to mind, all these different people who aren't doing anything at all. Put them in Shinsuke Nakamura, all these people who aren't doing anything. You put them into tag teams and you have them all compete in a tournament to be the next contenders for the tag team titles. And then you do the same thing for the Intercontinental Championship, and you do the same thing for the women's tag team titles and the SmackDown titles. And frankly, I honestly think that splitting up the tag team titles might have been a mistake.
I agree with you there.
So just a thought, real easy thing that you could do because you got plenty of tag teams and you can have them on both shows and you have tournaments all the time and you have big stupid ladder matches all the time and it would be awesome. It's so
Yeah,
easy to book. It's so easy to book.
and you have enough time on these shows with
Yep.
Raw being able to go however long they want, and SmackDown being 3 hours.
Yep. Plenty of time. Plenty of time to do this. So it's just silly to me. And this last thing goes into the bad, not so much because of the folks involved, although I'm not a big El Grande Americano guy. It just goes into the bad because Javon Evans appears to be injured. And I kind of find that to be a shame that Javon Evans got injured in a match with the El Grande Americanos. Like that seems to me like us because it was a very awkward way they just kind of ended the match. And it didn't seem like the type of thing that was planned. And now I could be wrong and it could be storyline, but if it is storyline, it seems kind of dumb. So I would assume he's probably legitimately injured with a shoulder of some kind. And
Yeah,
that seems like such a shame to me. I mean, I hope he's okay and I hope he can come back soon, but this just goes into the bad for me because I never wanted this to happen to begin with. Like I never wanted him in this scenario to begin with. He should have been having, should have had a match or two here or there and then immediately in the Royal Rumble for a big spot. I don't know. But
that's
now he's probably not going to be in the Rumble and that sucks.
that's the worst part is hopefully he doesn't miss the Rumble because of this. Um, I mean, I'm fine with the Grande Americano thing because what's that? Excuse me. Um, because he was facing El Grande in this match, so it was obviously going to most be close to the end of this feud because he would have beaten all three of them at that point. But it sucks that if he's hurt, he's going to miss the Rumble. It sucks that he got hurt, and it looks like you said, maybe shoulder, upper chest injury, and it's really unfortunate anytime anyone goes down, especially right after they debut. So I personally would put this in the ugly simply because of that. And it wasn't there's nobody at fault for this injury either. It's not like it was a botch or anything on anybody.
Yeah, no, I didn't even really see where he got injured, to be completely honest with you. But
No,
yeah,
they
just
they they came back from commercial and they were like, yeah, it looks like Javon Evans can't continue, and they threw up the X.
yeah. So the whole thing is just a shame. But yeah, overall, so that was Raw. It went by pretty quick, all things considering. I mean, all of the matches got a lot of time, and curious to see where some of these things go from here. But we are heading into Saturday night's main event this weekend. We will have our predictions for you. Right now, there are three matches penciled in for that show. We've got the Fatal Four Way to determine the number one contender for Drew McIntyre between Sammy, Damian, um, Randy Orton, and who's the fourth one? Oh,
Correct.
Trick Williams. We've got Cody versus Jacob Fatu, and then we've got Rhea and Io versus the Judgment Day.
So they have to add at least one more because these things usually have four matches on them.
Yeah, there'll probably be one more match added from SmackDown. Probably the MFTs versus the cartoon characters.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll be we'll finally see a title change there. Or the other thing I could see is maybe a US Open challenge.
Yeah, that could be fun too. So, so that was Monday Night Raw. What is your final thoughts and final opinion for the show?
For an episode that went by as quick as it did, and I mean, it really didn't have anything super, super eventful on it. No title changes, nothing along those lines. The wrestling itself, other than Javon Evans getting hurt, was good. I definitely would give it I'll say it was above average, so I think it earned its 3.5.
Yeah, I would agree. There were definitely more ups than downs on this show. I mean, we complained at length about the tag team titles, and I don't really want to just give it too much crap forever and ever about the tag team titles because I feel like I do that all the time. So, I would say with that, my final rating for the show is a European crowds love Bailey out of five.
They do, don't they?
They
Like,
really
why do
do.
they love her so much
I
versus
don't
anybody
know.
else?
I don't
Like,
know, but boy, oh boy, do they love them some Bailey.
like hell, Lyra's Irish too, and she didn't get half the reaction Bailey did.
Oh, they love Bailey. Love Bailey. So, so that is our show, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, let us know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you guys getting pumped for the Royal Rumble? What are your predictions for this Saturday night's main event? We are going to have ours coming up. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much more for these guys to do between now and WrestleMania to catch the champ here. But we will start season two when we get to WrestleMania. So maybe Sean will be able to take the lead, or even maybe Mr. T as well. So with that, guys, have yourselves a fantastic evening. Thank you so much for the support, and take care.